Hi, welcome, this is Clemens at Elektor. In this video we will have a closer look at the new Arduino Nano RP2040 Connect board. In January 2021 the maker scene was taken by surprise when Raspberry Pi launched their Pico board and their brand new RP2040 microcontroller as brains. This is a dual-core ARM Cortex-M0 Plus running at 133 MHz. At the same time, Arduino too announced an RP2040 based board, but they did not follow up. About 4 months later, in May 2021, Arduino finally fulfilled their promise with the introduction of the Arduino Nano RP2040 Connect. The Arduino Nano RP2040 Connect continues where Raspberry Pi left off when they decided not to put wireless connectivity on the Pico board. Understandable, as it would have bumped the price up, but felt as a missed opportunity by many. The Nano RP2040 Connect comes equipped with a u-blox NINA-W102 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth radio module. This is a module from the same manufacturer as found on the Arduino Nano 33 BLE. The Nano RP2040 Connect is similar to this board in more ways than its name and form factor. Besides wireless connectivity, the new board comes with a microphone for sound and voice activation and a 6-axis smart motion sensor with AI capabilities. An RGB LED is available too. 22 GPIO ports, 20 with PWM support and 6 analog inputs, 8 if you count the I2C bus, and let the user control, for instance, relays, motors and LEDs, and read switches and other sensors. Program memory is plentiful with 16 MB of flash memory, which is more than enough room for storing many web pages or other data. The Arduino Nano RP2040 Connect is Raspberry Pi compatible, meaning that it has not only support for the entire RP2040 software ecosystem, but also full support for MicroPython. At the same time, the board supports the Arduino programming language, the IDE 2.0, and all the libraries that come with that. Finally, the Arduino RP2040 Connect is fully compatible with the Arduino Cloud and the Arduino IoT remote smartphone app. Okay, now that we know all that, let's have a closer look at the board. First of all, let's look at the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth module, a NINA-W102 module from u-blox. According to its datasheet, this module is a standalone multi-radio MCU module that integrates a powerful microcontroller and a radio for wireless communication. It has what they call at u-blox an open CPU architecture. This means that it's up to the user to write all the software for it. Out of the box it does nothing. Basically, the NINA-W102 is yet another ESP32 module in a tin can with an antenna. The firmware for the NINA module has been written by the Arduino team and the source code can be found at GitHub. Now that we know this, we suddenly realize that the Arduino Nano RP2040 Connect is way more powerful than we thought, as it not only has an RP2040 with 2 Cortex-M0 Plus cores, but also a dual-core ESP32 and Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. All the Wi-Fi or Bluetooth stuff that you would normally do on an ESP32 module will also run on the NINA module, and so the RP2040 can be used for other tasks. Looking at the schematic of the Nano RP2040, we see that the two MCUs share an I2C bus, to which the inertial measurement unit, the IMU, and the authenticated device or secure element are connected, so both MCUs can use these. The two MCUs are also interconnected by means of a shared SPI UART bus. The board's RGB LED is connected to the ESP32, while the microphone is connected to the RP2040. The extension connectors too are connected to the RP2040 except for pins A6 and A7, which are connected to the ESP32. Note that the analog pins A4 and A5 are reserved for the I2C bus. They have 4K7 pull-up resistors and they are wired to both MCUs. This is also the case for the QSPICE CSN pin, which is labeled REC on the board, but reset on the pinout diagram. Actually, the RP2040 Connect seems to be a kind of upgraded or improved version of the Nano 33 IoT board. This board has a SEMD21 single-core ARM Cortex-M0 Plus 32-bit processor instead of a dual-core, and it doesn't have the RGB LED and the microphone. It also has less memory and it is slower. But both boards have the same u-blox NINA-W102 ESP32 module. On the software side of things, however, the Nano RP2040 Connect is lumped together with the Nano 33 BLE. This board also has a u-blox NINA module, but one based on an NRF 52840 MCU from Nordic Semiconductor, and there is no second MCU. Also, it does not have Wi-Fi, only Bluetooth. Together with the Nano 33 BLE Sense, these three boards make up the Mbed OS Nano family. I don't know why the Nano 33 IoT isn't part of this family, maybe because it does not have enough memory. It seems to be okay for the baseline class Mbed boards though, but anyway. Being an Arduino board, the Nano RP2040 Connect integrates seamlessly into the Arduino IDE, which is nice of course. However, there doesn't seem to be any support for using the RP2040's 2 cores, and there is nothing else RP2040 specific either, like support for its PIO blocks or the interpolator. The examples are all generic Arduino examples that run on many boards. There are a few tutorials that explain how to use the microphone or the IMU, but nothing that will only run on an RP2040, which I find a bit disappointing. I mean, why put an RP2040 on the board if you don't provide any support for it? Without it, the board would simply be a Nano Connect with similar specifications and capabilities. The RP2040 seems to be mainly an I/O extender for the ESP32 to meet the Nano board form factor. Also, it allows the board to be Mbed OS compatible because the ESP32 is not, as it is not an ARM processor. But those goals could also have been achieved by using a, say, Cortex M7 MCU instead of an RP2040, and then call it something like Arduino Portenta. So, summarizing, I find the Nano RP2040 Connect a bit peculiar. It combines 4 big names in the embedded maker scene, Arduino, Raspberry Pi, ESP32 and Mbed OS, in a single module, which is quite interesting. If you are looking for a not too expensive board with Wi-Fi and or Bluetooth and capable of running Mbed OS for some IoT application, then the Connect is a valid option. If, on the other hand, you are looking for a way to play with the RP2040 inside Arduino, then you are probably better off with the much cheaper but slightly bigger Raspberry Pi Pico board, which, by the way, can also run Mbed OS. To use it as an RP2040 with dual core support and all other RP2040 specific things, install Earl Philhauer's Arduino IDE boards package. Actually, I feel that the Nano RP2040 Connect should have been called the Nano 33 Connect, but replacing the 33 by RP2040 will probably help boost sales. Having said all that, it is a small yet very powerful microcontroller module with lots of possibilities for the price of an official Arduino Uno. Okay, that's it. I hope you found it interesting. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click or tap the bell button. Thank you for watching.